Alright, we have just arrived at Tannehill Ironworks State Park in Alabama. We are not really sure what we're doing, but we think we're headed up to see the grist mill. This place is really popular, but it's beautiful. I mean, really picturesque. Which it is Memorial Day weekend, so that could be attributing to popularity this weekend.
born in 1803. This one was born 1801. 1768. And then 1797.
Wow. That's beautiful. A church. In memory. They probably planted the tree 1939 to 1996 or 8.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep.
Anyway, so we just kind of happened on this, trying to drive around and find the Tannehill Ironworks.
$17.68 on that one.
1768.
Wow. That's more great.
Yep. All right. Back at it. And in this park, they have these cabins right here are literally old. Like some of them were built in the early 1800s, and you can actually rent them by night and stay in them, which I thought was pretty cool. And here's the visitor center. Ah, there's the sign, says 2 Ironworks. I think we're getting close. Their map is kind of like a hand-drawn map, and it's really kind of hard to determine where you're at. Plantation cotton gin. This is part of the National Recreation Trail.
We'll see what we come into, but at least we're hiking.
Yeah. Furnished tramway route. Yep. This is right behind all those cabins that have the crafts. Yep. Pretty.
Oh wow.
Wow, this is beautiful.
That's pretty impressive.
Yes, it is, especially for the time period. Yeah. This is Craig's equivalent of me wanting to tour old houses and not getting to go inside.
It's basically an old steel mill.
And Craig's not going to get to go
I
inside.
get to work with a lot of steel mills today, and this is really cool.
Yeah.
But I can't go inside.
Yeah. Darn it. This park is really pretty awesome. It's beautiful. Has a lot of history, hiking trails, camping, RV camping. You can rent the historic cabins to stay in. It's just really quite amazing. Really pretty impressed with it. Definitely worth a visit. So these are cabins you can rent too, because I remember seeing that Stewart house. This one's not. Evidently they sell quilts here. But these are old, authentic cabins. 1870.
Wow. I'd live in something like that in a heartbeat. I mean, live in it.
I would too, as long as it's a little bigger. Just a little bit. 1870.
A little more insulation around the top.
Oh, I guess we are going to have to go back that way because we parked it by the museum. So if you come, just know that the little trail right behind the craft cabins is where you need to go to get to
The furnace.
the furnace. Then again, maybe you can read a map better than we can. We're pretty good at maps in the wilderness, but when it has buildings,
You can't really
mixed
call
in.
this a map either, though. It's more
No.
like a drawing than a map.
it is.
I mean, it's one of those where you're drawing your buddy a map on how to get to the fishing hole, and you don't really want him to find it.
That's the map. So. So they evidently have trade days here, March through November, on the weekends or specific weekends. So if you live close by here and you're interested, that'd be pretty cool. The Gristmill Trail, 0.7 miles. And it. I knew I'd get him on a trail. That's pretty cool. are now leaving Tannehill
Ironworks
State Park in Alabama.
Really a cool place.
It is. It's very pretty too.
Wouldn't mind spending a little more time over here, but we're on the way to the Smokies, so
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. So they have, but like I said earlier, they have trails, all kinds of history and things to look at, and cabins and camping. It's just a really neat little park.
Yes, it looks like a great
Well, it's not
place to
little.
come,
It's pretty big.
yep, do a little hiking, a little relaxing. You can even do a little shopping. I
Yeah.
noticed that there's a couple of creameries here on site, so
Yeah.
you can actually get your ice cream here.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Yep. Definitely a good pick.
Yep. Anyhow,
We will see you.
on the trail.
Bye. All right, so we just got to Trussville Trussville, Alabama, just a little bit ago after finishing up at the Tannehill Ironworks. And we stopped at Jim and Nick's barbecue. It was amazing.
Yeah, out of a, ranking it 1 to 5, I would give it a hell yeah. This was good.
I mean, coming from Texas, we have our own, standards in barbecue. And a lot of times when you go away from home, it's not quite the same. This was just absolutely delicious. And if you have one close to you or you come by one, we would highly recommend you try it out. Potato salad
Just awesome.
was one of the best potato salads I've ever had.
Yep. It was the best potato salad I've ever had.
Yeah, I'd have
Sorry, Mama.
Yeah, sorry, Mom. But anyway, we just wanted to give them a little bit of accolades because they were really good and super friendly.
Yep.
And just great customer service too.
So we'll either see you on the trail or the next barbecue joint.
The next Jim and Nick's barbecue joint. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.